Perpendicular lines in the coordinate plane. Postulate. Slopes of perpendicular lines. In a coordinate plane, two non-vertical lines are perpendicular if and only if the product of their slopes is -1. The slopes are negative reciprocal of each other. Vertical and horizontal lines are perpendicular. So let's take a look at these two lines. We're going to find a slope of each line and see if they are perpendicular to each other. So we're going to pick a point on this line. Here we have pick a point. I'm going to pick this one. And then I'm going to pick another one. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 2. So that's 5 over 2, rise over run. That is the slope of this line, 5 over 2. And then we're going to pick another point, this one for this line. And then we're going to go down 2 to the right. Pick this one. So -2 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's -2 over 5. So when you multiply these two slopes, I get -1 because cancel, right? And then you have a -1, or -10 over +10 is -1. So when your product of two slopes becomes -1, that is perpendicular to each other. This is negative reciprocal. You flip, and that's reciprocal negative sign. So these two lines are perpendicular to each other. Deciding whether lines are perpendicular, example 2. Decide whether these two lines are perpendicular. So we're going to look at the dots. I'm going to pick this one and this one and do rise over run. 4 over 1. That's 4. And then I'm just going to pick this one for the second one. I'm going to pick this one over all the way. Good one is here. Oh, that's kind of way off. 1 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So definitely they're not perpendicular. So this is not perpendicular. No. So we're going to look at example 3. Decide whether the lines are perpendicular. So right here, we're going to look at these two equations. And then, as you can see, these two are slope. We're going to look at these two. They're not perpendicular. Even though they are reciprocal, one is negative, the other one is negative. So they need to be opposite signs. And if I multiply these two, -2 over 3 times -3 over 2 is positive 6 over 6, which is positive 1. The product needs to be -1. So this is, no, that's not perpendicular. So these two we're going to convert to y equals mx plus b, and then we're going to see if they're perpendicular to each other. So we're going to add 2x on each side. 7y equals 2x minus 4. Divide by 7. Y is 2 over 7x minus 4 over 7. Let's convert this one. Minus 7x. 2y equals -7x plus 10. Divide by 2. Y is -7 over 2x plus 5. So we're going to look at the slope right here. Are they negative reciprocal? Yes. One is positive, one is negative. Flip, flip. So this is perpendicular to each other. And when you multiply these two, you should get negative 1. Let's look at the next example. Line R goes through negative 2 and 2 and 5 and 8. Line S goes through negative 8 and 7, negative 2, 0. Is R perpendicular to S? So you just have to find slope. Slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So you're going to find a slope of these two lines, these two dots, and then that is 8 minus 2 over 5 minus negative 2. That's 6 over 7. So that's the slope of R. We're going to do slope for S, 0 minus 7 over negative 2 minus negative 8. That is negative 7 becomes a plus positive 6. So are they negative reciprocal? Did you flip? Are they reciprocal and one is positive, one is negative? Yes. So these two are perpendicular. R and S. Let's look at the example 6. An equation of a line is this. Y equals negative 3 over x, negative 3 over 8x plus 5 over 8. An equation of a line W is 8x plus 3y equals 10. So this is V, this is W. We want to see if they're perpendicular to each other. This is already in y equals mx plus b. So you need to just convert this to y equals mx plus b. So we're going to subtract 8x on each side. 3y equals negative 8x plus 10. Divide each side by 3. So right here, negative 8 over 3, negative 3 over 8, they are reciprocal, but they're both negative, so it's no. One has to be negative, one has to be positive for them to be perpendicular to each other. So write an equation of a perpendicular line. Line A has the equation. Line C is the perpendicular to A and passes through the point 4, 0. Write an equation of C. Perpendicular slope and point 4, 0. And then we're going to use point slope form to do this. So first of all, you're going to write the point slope form. And then this is going to be x1, y1. The slope for this one is, if you look here, right here, the slope for this equation is, if this is negative 2, the m, the perpendicular slope will be positive 1 over 2. You need to flip it and change the sign. So this is going to be your m. This is going to be your point. So I'm going to write y minus y1 is 0 equals m is 1 over 2 x minus 4. And this is your point slope form. Now you're going to do distributive property. 1 over 2 x minus 2. Y minus 0 is y. So this is the answer. 1 over 2 x minus 2. So I type these two equations, the negative 2x plus 1 and then 1 over 2x minus 2 on y1 and y2. And I'm going to hit graph. And if you hit graph, you can see the lines are perpendicular to each other. So you can actually look at on the graphing calculator. Write an equation of a perpendicular line. Line A has the equation. Line C is perpendicular to an A and passes through the point 3, 4. Write an equation of C. So the equation is y equals 3x minus 2. I want you to pause the video and I want you to try it and check with the answers. Pause the video. Check your answers. I got negative 1 over 3 for perpendicular slope. The point I use is 3, 4. I put it in the point slope form and I got y equals negative 1 over 3 x plus 5. Real world example. The equation y equals 5 over 3x minus 4 represents a mirror. A ray of light hits the mirror at 3, 1. What is the equation of a line P that is perpendicular to the mirror at this point? Please pause the video and try this one. Find the perpendicular slope and use the point 31 to find the new equation. Pause the video. So the new perpendicular slope will be negative 3 over 5. One is positive, one is negative. So the slope, we're going to put it in the point slope form because you have a slope and a point. So y minus 1 equals negative 3 over 5, x minus 3. You're going to do the distributive property first. Negative 3 over 5, x plus 9 over 5, y minus 1 equals. You're going to add 1 on here and here. So y is negative 3 over 5x, 9 over 5 plus 1 will be 14 over 5. So that will be the answer. Next one, we're going to write an equation of a perpendicular line. Find an equation of a line that passes through negative 2, 0, and it is perpendicular to the graph of y equals negative 2x plus 4. Please pause the video and solve this one again too. Pause the video. Let's go over the answer. If the slope is negative 2, the new perpendicular slope will be positive 1 over 2. So we're going to write y minus, this is the y1, 0, equals 1 over 2 is my new slope, x minus negative 2. This becomes plus. We're going to do the distributive property. So 1 over 2x plus 1. Y minus 0 is y. So this is the answer, 1/2 x plus 1.